Today is day 30. Can you believe it's been 30 weekdays since we've been staying home? Today we're going to do the letter G and the letter S. And the reason we're going to do those is because the same reason we did the T and the F on the same day is because they have a similar starting and things that make them different. The G starts at the baseline and goes up, and then you loop and point, and then you double curve. That's your G. So remember this stroke from our F and our T and our I? Here it is in the G, but it's overlapping a line. So see how right here you see that T and F stroke? The thing we add to make it a G is this. Start at the bottom, go up, loop, and then we do that stroke. Now, you might think that does not look like a G. And you would be correct. But you can kind of see in some handwriting penmanship, G's would look like this. And see how you get this shape right here and this loop right here. And all you'd have to do is add that right there and you'd get that. That's where this G came from. But because they are worried about how fast you can write this letter, they wanted to take away this loop. That's your G. And this part right here, when you're writing it quickly, doesn't have to go all the way up to the line. Just like when you're writing your T, it doesn't have to go all the way up to the line. Okay, that G, you just kind of have to train yourself that that's a G. And the more you write it, and the more you look at it and say, that's a capital G, the more you'll remember it. Let's write a name, and then we'll go to the F. That's our G. Our S has this same TF stroke in it, but we are going to slant up, loop down, and then do that stroke. That's our S. So see how they're similar, but they're different. And the difference is what makes you say, that's an S, and that's a G, and that's a T, and that's an F. So we undercurve. Remember our lips, undercurve, loop, curve down and up, and then put our little I, our I check on there. Now this isn't going to connect to the next letter because our pen is all the way over here and our next letter has to start down here. So undercurve, loop, double curve, and back. Look at this. So when you make your G, you have to make sure you have this little line. Otherwise, it's going to really easily get confused with an S. So this week you learned some hard capital letters. As a review, you learned the X, which is a curve forward, straight down, curve out, then a slant. You learned, let's see, you learned the I and the J. So the I starts at the base and goes up and around and then hook. And the J starts at the base and goes up and slant to the basement and loop back. And then you learned the T, which has this part of the I, and then this lid. The F, which is almost exactly like the T, except for it has that little slide across. Today you learned the G and the S. Practice these letters. Look at them and tell yourself, that's a letter G, that's a letter S, that's a letter F, that's a letter T. Because seeing them and telling yourself what they are is how you're going to remember what these letters are. I hope you had a good week. And congratulations on staying home for 30 weekdays. You can do hard things. Happy handwriting.